What's up everybody, this video is my review of Skeleton Crew. There's not going to be a spoiler warning because it's been out for a while now. So, let's get into it. Skeleton Crew is the latest Disney Plus series from Star Wars, and I thought it was alright. I saw it and I was like, God. Like, when I first saw it was released and even the first trailer put more hope in me, and I was like, okay, it looks alright, and what can I say about the series overall? But yeah, it was good, it was fun. I wouldn't watch it again unless they decided to put sort of some adventures on, like one of the Star Tours at like Disneyland Paris or Disney World, or like in Smuggler's Run. Like if they were to put any sort of scenes from the series in any of the sort of rides at the Disney parks and I'm going, then I might go ahead and watch it again, or I might just get a recap video of it on YouTube, but I wouldn't watch it a lot all the time. It was good in terms of, it didn't bore me, but it was definitely a disappointment, especially with the shows with Disney Plus and Star Wars. Their shows have been absolutely phenomenal with the Star Wars side of things alone, because The Mandalorian, that was the very first Star Wars series they done on Disney Plus as a Disney Plus original, and it was amazing. It really was. And that's most likely why it got a second season, and now it's getting its own theatrical movie releasing next year, I believe. Now, there's been other series, of course, they have from Star Wars, like we've had Ahsoka. That was one that I really enjoyed. That we've had Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I really enjoyed that. Book of Boba Fett, again, really enjoyed that. There have been other series which I haven't watched, like the Star Wars Bad Batch. I think they've done a series of that on Disney Plus original, or something like that. That some of the animated shows they've sort of brought back or done a new series, and I just didn't want to watch it because I'm more of a fan of the actual live action stuff. But if they were to bring back, say, Star Wars Rebels, then I might watch that, to be fair, because I grew up with that when I was younger. But yeah, so it was an amazing amazing shows that they had. But then there are other shows like Andor, which I believe is either getting or has started its second season. I'm not interested in that. I haven't seen the first one. It looks off. In my opinion, I didn't like it, so I'm not going to bother with it. However, Skeleton Crew did pick my interest, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I was let down, and I thought, no. The thing is, recently their series have been a bit weirder in terms of they're not focusing around a certain specific character, like which I've found, because obviously the Mandalorian, it really focused on this Mandalorian, and the Book of Boba Fett explaining Boba Fett. You had Ahsoka explaining Ahsoka, but then the most sort of, you've got other series which have sort of been a bit more about the time, sort of Star Wars at the time it's set, rather than a specific character, and that's been seen in both sort of Andor and the Acolyte. And Skeleton Crew is one of those sort of series where it's not focusing on a specific character or itself or sort of characters, but it's more what is happening between sort of this film and this film. And it is alright. They have Jude Law as this like ex-Jedi person. He's like, it's weird because he's not a Jedi, but he was trained in the ways of the Force with the Jedi, but he's not a Jedi, but at the same time he's not a Sith. I guess, I don't know. I don't know Star Wars lore, to be honest. I enjoy it, but I'm not a massive fan as much as I am with, say, Marvel. I don't follow the lore of it. So yeah, all I know is that episodes, or that I know the basic stuff. The fact that sort of you've got your three trilogies, which are your original trilogy with episode 4, 5, and 6, your prequels with episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then your sequels with episodes 7, 8, and 9. And then obviously they've got the spin-off sort of series based on like Obi-Wan and all that. I know the basic stuff of that. I don't know the whole lore. I know some of it, but I don't know everything. But yeah, I was genuinely excited when I saw the first trailer for the new series. I thought, okay, this is going to be like The Acolyte, a series which I was like, oh, I don't think it's going to be great, but I'll watch it, try and watch it, and I was wrong. I was wrong with The Acolyte. I thought it was going to be alright at best, but I thought I'll try and watch it, see if I can watch through it. And I watched it the whole series and really enjoyed The Acolyte. This I thought I'll give it before that reason. I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. And I saw the first trailer, I was like, okay, yeah, this looks really good. It wasn't as good as I thought it was. A lot of people have sort of on TikTok I've seen saying that they think they think they've tried to make Captain EO canon in Star Wars. For those of you who don't know, Captain EO was an attraction in Epcot at Walt Disney World, Florida, with Michael Jackson. It was this weird sort of short film, and there's been a lot of sort of characters which look a lot like some characters within that Captain EO. I've never sort of done Captain EO, so I wouldn't know, but mainly because people are saying this sort of one of the kids in it, he looked a lot like like a sort of a younger sort of Michael Jackson would as a kid, and I was like, okay, fine, but I don't know if that is effectively Captain EO giving us that, but even if it was, it's like it was interesting. I think the biggest was because the biggest sort of theories, because there's this like werewolfy looking wolf guy who was a lot like a character who's like a werewolf from Captain EO, and people were like, oh yeah, that's got to be. And I was like, I mean, I don't know. If I'm gonna be brutally honest, I don't know if it is or not, but I'd hope not, because if they are wanting to make that Captain EO canon into Star Wars, I wouldn't want it to be done that way, because it was not good. I'm gonna be honest there. It was enjoyable to watch. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was really bad. It wasn't bad entirely. It wasn't bad or really bad, but it wasn't the best. It was sort of a good or all right, I'd say, but it wasn't the best. So I mean, I say it wasn't good. It wasn't the best, is what I meant. Not really the good. Like I said, it was good. It was all right. Would I watch it again? Like I said, no, not really, unless, say, they're doing a second season, I get a recap on it, or if I had time to watch the episodes again, sure, I might do it then. Or if they were gonna put scenes from it or connect it on like Star Tours or any sort of Star Wars rides and the Disney parks that I was going to be riding, sure, but I wouldn't sort of think, oh, I'm going to rewatch that. It wasn't that good. I feel Jude Law was the best part of it. He played that, like I said, he played this sort of weird character who'd been trained in the ways of the Force by the Jedi, but he wasn't a Jedi. He'd sort of stopped being a Jedi at some point, but he's not a Sith. I thought he was the best part of it. I thought Jude Law was doing a great part as him. That's my favourite character out was that, and the mystery behind that character was amazing, but I wasn't enjoying the show as much as I thought I would after that trailer. So but it wasn't completely bad. I've seen obviously seen a lot better series, but I've seen a lot worse series and movies in general, and by Disney and all that. So yeah. So first of all, I would like to say at the end of that, I'd like to say that this is just my opinion on it. I'm not I'm not sort of saying that it was bad acting. It wasn't. The acting was good, but I just personally didn't like the show as much as I thought I was going to. And I've got no specific problems with it or concerns, nothing like that. My biggest criticism of it is that I feel it could have been a lot better than it was. So, because of that reason, I am going to be rating it 6 out of 10, because I feel it was an alright movie, but it wasn't the best. It could have been way better, to be honest with you. But yeah, so that is just my personal sort of opinion and rating on it. But I feel they could have done a lot better with it. I don't think it will come back for a second season. If it does, I'll watch it, but I don't really expect it to. But yeah, so now we come towards the end of the video. My next movie review is going to be a review of Wolfman. So, another Universal horror film, which was the first horror film released in 2025. So, yeah, but at the end of this, just to recap, Skeleton Crew, the latest Disney Plus original series from Star Wars, I'm rating a 6 out of 10 because I just think I felt it was a good movie, a good series, sorry, but it could have been a lot better. So, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.